Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez are back. Wait, what? Come on, guys. Are you serious? We've done like 5 of these in a row. I'm not doing this segment. I can't. You know, if only the government tracked terrorists as intensely as the entertainment media has been tracking the move of this relationship, I would never ever worry about getting on a plane again. Now, for those of you keeping score, yes, Justin and Selena were hanging out in a Benihana last night in Encino. Joining me is marriage and family therapist Todd Krager. Todd, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for joining us. First of all, I got to ask you, it's kind of crazy. Literally every single move they make, we report on it, and shockingly enough, people are eating this up. It's some of the most visited pages on our site. Why is the public so enamored with this on-again, off-again relationship?
I know, it is amazing. You know, I think we're always looking for a good story. You know, we go to movies because we want good stories. And in a typical movie, we see the people get together, and then there's a problem, and then they break up, and we're hoping so much upon hope against hope that they'll get back together, and then hopefully they get back together, and they're happy, and we're happy. And, you know, I think we're all longing for that kind of merging and connecting too. So here you have these 2 good-looking, young, talented kids. One's 18, and she's 20, and they get together, we're rooting for them, then they break up, and then now they're back together. We're all excited for them, right? I mean, that's just part of our makeup. We live our lives vicariously through other people.
But the thing is, we know how this story ends. We've all been in love when we're teenagers. They're not going to be a long-term thing. So I think this, like, oh, they're good for each other, like, it's kind of a silly thing. Like, they're living in the moment, live in that moment. They're going to figure it out. At some point, they will break up because, again, you're 18 years old, and they're going to move on. Like, to me, it's not that fascinating only because we know how this story ends. I want them to have a blast, but I know how the story ends.
I think you thinking that way, I can admit I'm thinking that way. But to be honest with you, a lot of people don't think that way. They're looking for the fantasy that they don't have in their own lives, you know? I mean, you know, in my book, The Long Hot Marriage, I talk about reality and dealing with real life. And they're not there yet. They're in their fantasy. But I have to say that, you know, you never know. I mean, even an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old, if they can somehow, I mean, I'm not going to say that their relationship has to end. It seems like it will end. But if they can grow up together, you never know.
Hey, listen, you know what? I get the whole fantasy of watching 2 young, good-looking people, rich, famous. I get all that. I can understand why people are on board. My final question for you, if he really wants to get her back, do you think that taking her to a Benihana, do you think that's really the right relationship move? Let me get your expert advice.
Well, I mean, if a woman took me to Benihanas, I mean, that would be a good thing for me. But, you know, I hope she likes Japanese food. That's all I could say.
You know, I'm just saying, Bieber, if you're going to go that route, at least step it up with the Olive Garden. You know, all you can eat breakfast, breadsticks and salad. All right, Dr. Todd, thank you so much for joining us, man. I really appreciate it.
All right.
All right, listen, we took it to Facebook. We wanted to ask you guys what you think about these 2 dating. And again, you guys love to get in on this conversation, and we appreciate it. Bambi Nicole, she wrote, I call bullcrap on them breaking up in the first place. I guess you just think it's a publicity stunt. Billy Riddle wrote, good idea. They both have a good head, sweet nature, similar interests. Surely these 2 can attempt to salvage this. Again, they're 18. What exactly are they salvaging? And then finally, Mitchell, excuse me. He writes, give it a rest. Let us know what you think. You can hop on our Facebook and leave a comment, or you can hop on Twitter and use the hashtag #TheDailyBuzz. And for the biggest stories breaking right now, head on over to CELEBUZZ.com.